Good morning once again. I am Shara Khurshid, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Engineering Department, Integral University, Lucknow. Today I am here with my another lecture about noise and vibration. So, what will we are learning today? We are learning today what is the decibel levels of noise that are safe and not hazardous for working conditions. What are harmful effects of vibrations, what are harmful effects of noise, and how they can be controlled. We will study these two phenomena or these 2 points, noise and vibration, in respect with the industrial ergonomics. So today we will know how our workplace is designed with the continuous exposure of noise and vibration so that our workers will not be harmed by the noise pollution. So moving forward, first, what is noise? So before understanding noise, I want to explain what is difference between noise and sound. So what is difference between noise and sound? Noise is a kind of sound that is unpleasant and harmful to our ears when they are exposed to such sound for a prolonged period of time. So noise is intense, disturbing and unpleasant sound. Excessive noise can cause hearing impairment. We have we could develop hearing problem when we have exposure to the excessive noise. Impact noises are most harmful. Now what is impact noise? See, you are sitting in your drawing room or sitting in your living room or anywhere. There is a sudden noise of a firecracker or there is a noise of gunshot. You will get suddenly disturbed. You will get sudden impact. These impacts are so powerful that even some of persons lost their hearing ability sometimes when they have exposed to such kinds of impacting sounds. So noise, and what we learn from here, that noise is a kind of a sound that is intense and disturbing to our ears, to our hearing phenomena. Now again moving forward, what is vibrations? Harmful vibrations are the body vibrations that are transferred to the body through a machine or a tool. Now, how these vibrations are transferred to our body, I will want to give you a very simple example. Let's take the example of hammering. When you hammer a nail in a wall or some other place, what will happen? You will get slight sensation in your hand. Now, what is that sensation which you are getting in your hand? Is the vibration produced due to the hammering of nail in the wall, which is transferred to your hand. So what are vibrations? Vibrations are harmful when they are transferred from any machine, tool or anywhere to human body. Now when a human body is exposed to the vibration for a longer duration of time, we may get develop many psychological and physiological problems such as CVDs, muscular disorders, etc. Workers in diverse range of industry or in almost every industry are exposed to occupational vibration on a daily basis. Workers working in any kind of industry, there are some occupational or vibrations on daily basis. Now, what are occupational vibrations? Occupational vibrations are vibrations that occur in a particular time of a day or for a small duration while in working hours. Now, when human body is exposed to these vibrations continuously for a longer time, the problems are going to start. The workers working in the coal mines, the workers working with the turbines, the workers working with the boilers have some these common trends of diseases which develops due to vibrations. You may have also feel vibration when a train passes from the platform. Then there was a sudden impact when there is a high speed train passes from the platform. Then what will happen? That there is some kind of movement sensation you will feel. That is also a kind of vibration transferred to the human body. So I think Vibrations are clear from here that vibrations are something which are transferred to the human body from tool, machine or any other phenomena. When a human body is exposed to the vibration for a longer duration of time, it may have developed several diseases. Noise is also a kind of vibration. See, if you are listening a high pitched song, then you may feel the vibrational effect in your ears also. Especially this happens when you are listening these songs through the headphones. Nowadays the culture of headphone discos are very common. The high pitched songs are running and there is no noise here, but they are conducting sudden impact on our hearing system. Now next, lower exposure action value and higher exposure action value. When the noise source is away from the person working in an industry or any other department, then it is known as lower exposure. But when the noise source is nearest to the person working somewhere, then it is called higher action exposure. Now for lower action exposure, 80 decibel and 130 decibel are the safe value, or you can say that while working between 80 decibel to 135 decibel, you do not need any aid to prevent your hearing losses or to get your hearing affected. Decibel, dB is its full form at decibel, and it is the unit of measuring the sound intensity. So when the sound source is away from you, and this all is applicable when a person is working in industry with the continuous exposure of noise and vibration. If such exposure is for a couple of minutes or for a couple of hours in once in a week or once in a month, it doesn't matter. But if such exposure is for continuously for 5 to 6 or 7 to 8 hours per day, then these values should be well described and should be well set up by the industrial persons. When the noise source is above, then this range is 80 decibel to 135 decibel, and when the noise source is nearer, then this value ranges from 85 decibel to 137 decibel. Now from where these values comes from, a very common question arises: how these values are selected and what is history behind them. In 1974, UK has been set up an European legislature of 28 executive council members, and they decided this safest value of working sound decibel, safest values where no hearing aids are required or where no protection from noises are required. Now, how these values are described? These values are achieved we by exposing the person to the working environment above this noise values and in between these noise values and below this noise value, and the effect is studied among every person, and it has been concluded that for lower exposure the noise ranges 80 decibel to 135 decibel, and for higher exposure 85 decibel to 137 decibel. If your noise level does not range between these values, then you have to provide hearing aids to your workers, to your laborers or anyone, etc. Now what is optimum value derived from all this? The optimum value derived from this is 87 decibel to 140 decibel. Your noise value should not be less than 87 decibel and should not be above than 140 decibel. If your workers is working below 87 decibel, you must provide some aids that will block the noise, or you should identify the root cause of such continuous noise and must eliminate them. Same is the case with higher value. You should not exceed 140 decibel. For nowadays, there is a very common example of mobile phones. When you are hearing through the Bluetooth or through the earphones and you try to raise a noise value above a certain value, then there is a warning came that after this higher noise could be harmful to your ears. When you press OK, it will let you increase the noise, but if you press cancel, then it doesn't include to increase the sound level. So these are some values set up by the UK Council or European Council of 28 members in 1974. Before 1974, there is no such consideration of noises. And I will tell you one example. Then after 1974, the coal industry and mining industry started to raise very suddenly. And in mining industries, the noise is a very common factor, and our workers are continuously exposed to the noise for 7 to 8 hours. So what will happen? They have started losing their hearing capacities. Lot of problems have been developed. Even brain tumors are there. So what study was conducted, and it was concluded that their noise level should be controlled. Then on experimental basis, European councils had described these noise values between 87 decibel to 140 decibel is the safest for working. Always remember, noise is nothing but a sound that is irritating, that is unpleasant to our ears. Now see, 80 decibel is there, 85 is there, upper exposure, and this is your legal limit. See, if your industry is set up in such an area that there is a constant exposure of noise to the workers or to the laborers or whoever working there, to the managers, to the HR heads, to the quality assurance department, then government has full right to check the noise level. And if the noise level is above 80 decibel, then they are authorized to take the legal action against your company. So these are some noise levels set up by the European legislatures. How can we control noise? Noise reduction. First of all, find out reason for unwanted noises. Why these noises are produced? Try to find out the root cause. Wait a second. Now, yes. Find out the reason for noise. Why this noise is produced? Try to find out the root cause for the production of noises. And once you have identified the root cause for production of noises, try to eliminate them to a certain limit if you can't eliminate them completely, or try to bring them within the legal limits of the government issued in their guidelines to every company if you do not eliminate them completely. Now, still, if it is not done by manually or through the human labor, then you should use some technical phenomena to reduce the noise levels. Whatever it is, you may use dampers, you may use springs for vibration control. If I am a mechanical engineer, if a mechanical engineer is listening this, then he will be clearly know that there are much of technical measures to control the vibrations. We may use dampers, it is a kind of a spring. And all other persons who are watching my video, I can say that if you have watch a train, then near his wheels there is a lot of springs are there. On every wheel there is a lot of springs. So these springs are there to control the unwanted vibrations and noise. What did this spring do? They will absorb the elastic energy. Now if after adopting all these measures, you cannot go for reducing the noises and still they are produced bit beyond the limits, then you should equip your workers with a certain devices that must protect them against that unwanted vibrations and noise produced in the background while working for prolonged duration of time. Now I want to say one thing, that if a noise is produced for a couple of seconds, for a couple of minutes, it is not harmful. Sometimes impact noise is harmful. I agree. Sometimes impact noise which is produced for some minutes, it is quite harmful to us. Even we can lose our hearing. You must have heard from your elders or from your neighbors or anywhere that a person is there is a sudden blast and he has lost his hearing. But the noise is harmful when it goes for a longer duration of time and continuous to our hearing. This may lead to hearing loss. Now, thank you once again for listening my